Good evening and welcome to Gay Newsbreak. I'm John Beebe.
And I'm Beebe and Boswell.
Well, in the 20 years since the mayor and a city supervisor were gunned down in City Hall, their supervisors say they have only just begun to move on. Hundreds gathered in San Francisco recently to remember Mayor George Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk, the first openly gay person elected to a major public office in this country. They were killed on November 27, 1978 by Dan White, who had resigned from the board and was turned down when he asked for his position back. White was sentenced to 5.5 years in prison. A lot of people needed to go through a grieving period. Some took action and some turned inward, said Ann Cronenberg, Milk's campaign coordinator. It was really hard to remain in politics after Harvey and George were murdered. Mayor Willie Brown, then a state assemblyman, had been in Moscone's office just minutes before White shot Moscone 5 times. He called the assassinations a tragedy of all tragedies. It was a magical time for many of us, Brown said. It was a period in which creativity and diversity were just beginning to raise their heads in politics. Moscone was remembered by many as the first to make city government accessible to San Francisco's diverse racial and ethnic populations and its gay and lesbian communities. His youngest son, Jonathan, who was 14 when his father died, revealed at the memorial service that he is gay. People should know he would have loved me more, knowing I had the courage to come out and be honest, Jonathan Moscone said. Dorinda?
That story gives me chills. It's encouraging to the U.S. to see progress being made to support spousal rights in other countries. France's National Assembly passed a partnership registration measure in December that grants unmarried couples, gay and straight, romantic or not, spousal rights in areas such as inheritance, housing taxation, workplace benefits, Social Security, and social welfare programs. The proposal will move to the Senate next spring then and return to the lower house before predicted enactment in late 1999. The bill was controversial from its inception and consumed over 70 hours of Assembly floor time as conservatives tried every approach imaginable to derail it. They failed, especially because the measure is supported by Prime Minister Lionel Jospin, who is ruling the Socialist Party.
Southern California Episcopalians voted to oppose a resolution by the world's Anglican bishops that essentially condemned homosexuality. The world's Anglican bishops voted overwhelmingly in August to oppose the ordination of practicing gays, saying homosexuality was incompatible with Scripture. The Los Angeles Episcopal Diocese voted 203 to 105 against the position taken by the bishops during their once-a-decade World Conference in Canterbury, England. Commenting on the Canterbury resolution, the diocese bishop, the Right Reverend Frederick H. Borsch, said they need to gain considerably more pastoral experience and engage in more thoughtful study and Christian conversations before I could regard them as well-informed and wholly guided by the Holy Spirit on this issue. The 85,000-member Los Angeles Diocese priests have been blessing same-sex unions for 10 years without waiting for approval from the national church. Bishops also have been ordaining non-celibate gay men and lesbians.
The biggest show in the desert, the Dinah Shore Weekend, is an event coming up for you to attend on March 26th and 27th. And Into the Night Festival 1999 will feature Ellen DeGeneres, Winona, Anne Heche, Michelle Balan, Margaret Cho, and Kate Clinton. A 2-day festival of fun and entertainment. On Friday, March 26th is Ladies Laughter-a-thon, and Saturday, March 27th, an evening with Winona. The 2-day festival pass is $100, and the first 3,000 orders will receive VIP seating. The pass includes 2 tickets, 1 per night, a free festival program, and a private after-party and dance. The Lesbian News and Shelter from the Storm for victims of domestic violence are sponsors of the festival. Dinah Shore Weekend is an experience not to be missed. For more information, you can call area code 760-778-7966. That's area code 760-778-7966.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, a woman whose boyfriend is accused of killing a gay University of Wyoming student has pleaded guilty to being an accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. Attorneys said Chastity Paisley, 20, did not plead guilty as part of a plea bargain, and she will be called as a witness if the case against the other defendants goes to trial. The impetus behind this plea was Ms. Paisley's alone, her lawyer Mary Beth Gallivan said at the hearing. Ms. Paisley had pleaded innocent 2 weeks earlier. Ms. Paisley is one of 2 women accused of helping Erin McKenny and Russel Henderson dispose of bloody clothing Henderson wore during the October 7th attack on Matthew Shepard, who was beaten and left to die on a fence near Laramie. Shepard's beating was denounced nationally as a hate crime. McKenny and Henderson, both 21, have pleaded innocent to the killing. Ms. Paisley was Henderson's girlfriend. Kristen Leanne Price, 19, the other female defendant, was McKenny's girlfriend and also was charged with being an accessory after the fact to the first-degree murder. No date was set for Ms. Price's trial. Henderson's trial is to begin March 22nd, and McKenny's is set for August 9th. Both men are charged with first-degree murder, aggravated robbery, and kidnapping. Prosecutors did decide on December 31st to seek the death penalty against them. Ms. Paisley faces up to 3 years in prison and a $3,000 fine when she is sentenced. And I want to back up to the first story that I did about Harvey Milk and George Moscone, the former mayor. There's a video out that's been out for several years called The Life and Times of Harvey Milk, and it really goes through the entire scene when all that started, when they were running and when they got elected, and then when they were both tragically killed. It is a fantastic documentary video, and I urge all of you out there, if you haven't seen it, to go out there and rent it. And it's just, I believe it even won the Academy Award. Wow. A long time.
Well, after hearing your story, I would like to go see it.
It's a great story. I encourage all to rent that. Well, stay with us, and we'll be right back after this.
Ahora estamos hablando de sexo, ¿no? Mi padre y mi madre a mí no me dijeron nada.
Mis padres me hablaron de eso desde muy chica. Necesitamos tener a gente que vayan a educar a nuestros jóvenes.
Hablen con sus papás, otra persona de su familia que les va a hablar bien.
Yo lo fui aprendiendo por medio de otras personas.
Lo importante es siempre tener la información.
Debemos tener mucho cuidado.
Tenemos que protegernos. Protégete. Respétate.
As you know, Alan has announced he's HIV positive. He's okay, but does anybody know what he's going through? What do our people think? We need to get on this. Shirley, do we have an employee policy? Are we required to set one up? Kurt, is he covered by our insurance plan?
At least 1 in 10 businesses has had an employee with HIV.
John, Terry?
If you have a business, you need answers.
How can we help?
Call for this manager's kit
It's awfully quiet in here.
and help keep your workplace healthy and productive.
Welcome to Inside Out. My guest tonight is Barret Bradbury, the new Mr. OGRA. Congratulations.
Thank you, John.
Now, when did you win this new award?
In October.
In October, and where did you compete?
The finish line.
Okay.
It's in the Copa Complex, or the Havana Complex.
Okay, great. Tell me, I'm kind of curious because we just actually started broadcasting one of our shows during last year's Memorial Day weekend rodeo competition, and we all learned a lot about it, and we had a lot of fun. Tell me what you did to compete in the contest. What did you have to compete in and do to win?
Okay, well, there's a horsemanship, there's an entertainment section, there's an on-stage question, personal interview, and that pretty much consists of it.
And you're a singer.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that. You and I know you and I know each other. What did you sing?
Love is the Right Place.
Oh, okay.
By Brian White.
Good deal. Now tell me, I'm curious to know, since you've won the competition, what kind of changes have happened in your life?
Lots. More opportunities have rose for me, and I sing. I go throughout the U.S. To different rodeos, and I perform there. I'm invited, and it's great. The camaraderie of people is
like a family.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Yeah. And everything I've been given in this community here in Oklahoma City has just been immeasurable.
Now, I know you spent some time away here you lived here for a while, you moved down to Dallas for a while, and then I'm curious to know what interested you in starting to compete again. I mean, I know you were in the All-American contest system for a while, and you're a great competitor there. I'm guessing that had a little bit to do with it, maybe, but what interested you into getting into OGRA and competing?
Well, I've liked rodeo since I was a child. I'm not a rodeoer by any means, but I like to watch it. I love the speed events. I love competing. I like to compete, not necessarily to compete against other people, to compete against myself, and always to better myself.
Right, right. Now, have you already been traveling around yet?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me some of the places that you've been.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow.
Had a great time there. That was finals.
Okay.
That was finals, and We went to the Texas Rodeo, which was in San Antonio.
Now, that's a pretty big one, isn't that? Is that usually pretty big down there? Or is it the Dallas one I'm thinking of? It's
Texas Rodeo, it's usually at the beginning of the season, and it's not usually, it's not that big. It's not small, but it's not that big. However, Phoenix at Finals was pretty
huge.
It was huge.
Right.
A lot of people.
Big learning experience for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, by all means. And every one I go to is a learning experience. I learn more and more.
Where are you scheduled to go here in the next couple of months or so?
Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Yes.
Really? When is this going to be?
March.
In March.
Yes.
And what will you be doing there?
I'm sure I'll be performing, and like I said, I'll be representing Oklahoma.
Now, I want to get into just briefly you had competed in the All-American system, and you've been competing actually about 4 or 5 years ago, and that's when it all started.
Yes.
Why?
To win, for one. I actually thought I could win, and once you start doing these competitions and you get into it, you really see how green you really are. As you were there, you're one of my brothers, and you don't know how the system reacts towards you, what they want. You really have to get in there and find out what that competition wants, or the system, what they want in order to win. And you have to play by their rules. In other words, it wouldn't be very good for me to go into finals at rodeo and sing a Michael Bolton song. That would just be crazy.
Right.
I'd probably get a 0. So.
Yeah, or it'd be like me going in and doing Barbara.
Oh, yes, and you do it well.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I knew you'd been competing in that for quite a while, and I guess that you have probably been able to take a lot of that competition experience into the OGRA, and at least locally here for the Oklahoma OGRA, really throw in a lot and contribute a lot to it, what it didn't have before. Really what I want to ask you is what do you hope to, when you leave your position as Mr. OGRA, what will you have wanted to accomplish?
The best Mr. OGRA ever.
And as
in the history of OGRA. And I hope that the Mr. OGRA that follows me tops me. That progression. That's what I think. That's what I think every organization always needs to try to attain, is progression.
Right. Now, if people are interested in getting involved with OGRA, which I'm sure some out there are, the number they can call here is to call our studio, our talkback line, and it's 525-5770. And any of you that call in and leave your number with us, I will be happy to get you in touch with Barret, and he can get you associated with OGRA.
You bet.
We're running out of time here, but briefly I want to throw in a little special surprise here. Today's your birthday, I hear.
Yes, it is.
Fess up. How old are you? I got to ask.
I'm not a day over 60. No, I'm 34.
34.
Yeah.
Well, you look great for 34.
Well, thank you.
And happy birthday to you.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you for being with us,
You
Barret.
bet.
Good luck
to be
you
here
for your year.
You bet.
Stay with us, and we'll be right back after this.
It would be nice if latex condoms were automatic. But since they're not, using them should be. Simply because a latex condom used consistently and correctly will prevent the spread of HIV.
Says he's a faggot. He has to fix this problem.
I don't think being gay is something we can fix.
Perverted. I don't want him in our house.
He's only 17. Where will he go? But he's our son.
He's not my son anymore. Not my son. Not my son. Not my son. Not my son.
Welcome back. Desmond Stone is taking some time off, and we have Dorinda taking his place tonight.
Yes, and we wish him well. Cold temperatures can mean disaster for those in our community who are older and those with chronic health conditions. Hypothermia occurs when the core body temperature becomes abnormally low due to exposure to the cold. To avoid hypothermia, follow these general guidelines. If you go outside, wear a hat and gloves. Body heat loss occurs rapidly at these sites because the flow of blood is greatest in these areas. Insulate your home properly and use extra blankets at night, and keep one in your car. Wear warm clothing in several loose layers. Get proper rest, eat nutritiously, and drink plenty of liquids, limiting alcoholic beverages. And if you have older friends or neighbors who are isolated, check on them regularly. Exposure to the cold kills about 25,000 people each year nationwide. And also, researchers at the New York Medical College say that magnetic foot pads reduce the amount of pain caused by a condition called peripheral neuropathy, found in many HIV/AIDS patients. At the end of a 4-month study, 9 out of 10 subjects reported having less pain after wearing the magnets. The researchers say the magnets may calm the nerves that are made hyperactive by the disease process. And women who have been raped, mugged, or assaulted are at higher risk of HIV, says researchers at the University of California at San Francisco. Out of 88 HIV-positive women compared with 148 uninfected women, 2/3 have been assaulted. Dr. Rachel Kimmerling, who spearheaded the research, said the exact reasons for a greater incidence of HIV in this group are still unclear, but added that assaulted or abused women are likely to engage in high-risk behaviors such as drug use, prostitution, and having unprotected sex.
I think you deserve an Emmy Award for that performance.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Thank you, darling.
Yes, very challenging. What you all don't see behind these cameras would amaze you.
But we do have fun, and I am grateful for their help.
Well, have you got back in the swing of 1999 and gotten back from the holidays
yet? I am still trying to catch up.
Oh, I feel like I'm still in neutral.
Oh, yes. It's just, I just feel so, you know, we were talking about being more organized for 1999.
Right.
I'm not there yet.
Well, I hear you. I hear. Hopefully it'll click here in the next couple of days. Well, I believe we have Chuck Jones ready with our entertainment news. And Chuck, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, first off, John, we've got a little bit of news about Elton John. He's branching out even more. Seems like that being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just isn't enough for Elton John. What the rock legend really wants is to produce movies. John's production company, Rocket Pictures, is going into production of its first feature film called Women Talking Dirty. Dorinda, that might be your film, I don't know. It is set to go into production in March. Helena Bonham Carter will star in the comedy, which focuses on an unlikely friendship between two Scottish women. Elton's significant other, David Furnish, will take producing duties, while Elton himself will receive executive producer credits, as well as what else, he'll be supervising the soundtrack. And with Nathan Lane's TV show, Encore, all but canceled, Lane is looking elsewhere for work, turning back to the big screen for his next paycheck. He has agreed to star in the new Jackie Gleason biography called The Great One. Gleason is best known as Ralph Cramden on The Honeymooners, but the movie is going to focus on darker aspects of Gleason's life. Lane is also polishing his dance shoes. He's negotiating to co-star in Kenneth Branagh's musical adaptation of Shakespeare's Love's Labour's Lost. The musical is being written in 30s musical style, complete with Fred and Ginger-like numbers and songs reminiscent of Cole Porter and Irving Berlin. Alicia Silverstone will play the starring role. Can't wait for that one. And Jonathan Saish, the gorgeous former Chippendales dancer who played bisexual Xavier in Greg Arrakis' film The Doom Generation, is going gay again. The hunk is set to star in Who's on First, which is a romantic comedy about a young man who pretends to be gay so he can rent a room from the woman of his dreams. Meanwhile, his lovely landlord keeps setting him up with other men. Sounds like the film rights to Three's Company were available. Sadly, Saish seems to be only gay for pay, though. While he claims to be comfortable playing gay characters, he is currently in a relationship with Married with Children star Christina Applegate. Back to you, Dorinda and John.
I'll tell you what, I think you got insulted there.
Well, or he's saying something that I don't know about.
Something about typecasting, maybe. Get over here, Chuck, and tell us more about this.
What are you
What's
doing?
going on here?
Don't you think that'd be a good movie? I think you'd enjoy
I'm sure
that.
I'll love it.
Yeah, well, it starts production in March, like I said, and so expect it out in a year. So
now, I understand,
she'll be there.
And
by then, I'll be more comfortable.
Yeah. I understand, too, that you have a clip for us.
We have a first here at Gay News Break.
I feel like Jay Leno.
Yes, I'm here to promote a clip for the movie At First Sight, starring Val Kilmer and Mira Sorvino. And if they'll take it away and show this clip here.
So what's going on here? A few days ago we sent off Hydra, the three-headed monster, and we get back Mary Poppins in return?
Met a guy.
Woo! Wayne Gretzky, look out. Be careful, honey. He's all hands.
So, spill the beans.
Nothing to spill, you know. He's a great guy. He's smart.
Close your eyes. Listen with your whole body.
Funny.
People eat this?
Whoa! Blind.
Oh, I thought you said he was blind. He was blonde.
That too. I just got out of the shower. I have to get changed.
Promise I won't look.
Virgil? Ethan.
Ethan?
Are you blind?
Yeah.
Cool. See ya.
Kids think I'm cool.
You are.
I didn't like the feeling of waking up and thinking you weren't there.
If something could be done to give you sight, would you take it?
I forgot that it helped the handicap week.
He spent the first 8 years of his life having his eyes probed, pierced, poked at. He doesn't need to go through that again.
I'm sorry.
Virgil, you'll see a lot, but none of that matters if you lose sight of what you want.
You ready to get started? Yeah. What if it doesn't work?
Virgil?
Oh, God. This can't be seen.
He's all lost in there.
Hello?
Believe me, he can see you. He just doesn't understand what he sees.
I can't fill out a damn application. I have to have somebody else do it for me like I was a blind person, but I'm not blind.
Is it an apple or just a picture of an apple?
Look out! I don't belong here. I'm not meant to see.
Damn right you're blind. I'm standing right here for you, and you don't even look.
So this is what beautiful looks like.
We've got to move on to vegetables.
Why are you doing this? Why do you put up with me? Why do you try so hard?
I want this to work. I want us to work.
Well, that looks good.
Looks like a very good movie.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to kind of do a little Siskel and Ebert, Leonard Maltin kind of thing. I'm going to watch it this next week and give a critique of it.
Only if you dress up as each one of them.
Okay. I think that's a good idea, John.
We look forward to definitely seeing that. Well, stay with us, and we'll be right back with some closing comments.
They fired her?
Yes.
But that isn't fair.
No, it isn't.
It isn't legal.
Yes, it is.
In 41 of our 50 states, a person can be fired just for being lesbian, gay, or bisexual with no legal recourse. Most Americans don't know that.
Betty?
Is there anything we can do?
Call the Human Rights Campaign toll-free at 1-888-4HRC-1997. Anti-gay job discrimination drives us apart. Americans want solutions that bring us together.
You always have to be in control. When you're going out to a club and you're drinking or whatever it is, you always have to be in control. In control. In control. In control.
Respect yourself. Protect yourself.
I didn't understand my girlfriends growing up. I'm in love, and it was a different guy every 3 weeks. I didn't understand that. I don't look back and regret ever not sleeping with someone. I know in the long run I'm going to be much better off.
Respect yourself. Protect yourself.
Welcome back. Well, we found out some information here that we want to share with all of you. Where's Eddie Deppelwolf? Eddie, come here.
Eddie?
Come here. Come on, we're on. We don't have much time. I understand your birthday is soon. When is it? Today is your birthday?
Today's your birthday, too? Oh, my goodness.
We want to say happy birthday to you.
Barret and Eddie?
Is it 21, 22? What? How old are you?
40.
40?
The big 40.
You and I are the same age. So it feels good to not be the only 40-year-old around here.
Well,
have you had a good day so far?
Yeah.
Good, good. Well, we just wanted to surprise you and wish you a very happy birthday.
Yeah, happy
This is
birthday.
Eddie Deppelwolf, everyone. Wonderful.
He works on
behind.
our sets and our
Yes.
sound and our
Couldn't
cameras.
do it without him. Thank you, Eddie, and happy birthday. That's 2 birthdays we've had on the show today.
How fun.
Barret Bradbury and Eddie Deppelwolf.
Well,
How
if we
about
would have
that?
known.
Yeah, we would have gotten a cake.
Good reason to have cake.
Too bad, too bad. Well, I am looking forward to seeing that film. That was a great preview we saw.
It's a true story, too, by the way.
It is based off a true story. I saw something on Entertainment Tonight last night and they interviewed the real guy and his wife.
Really?
And they actually attended the premiere and said they really just loved it. Absolutely wonderful. Well, again, we encourage all of you to call into our talkback line, and we appreciate your concerns and your comments.
Sure do.
Just wish everybody a great week, and stay out there and come back to us next Thursday at 7 o'clock.
It's supposed to be warm.
Yes, this next 5 days is supposed to be over 60 in the 60s.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Definitely. Well, we appreciate all of you watching tonight, and tell all your friends and family about us, and we look forward to seeing you again next Thursday night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.